What's happening, brother?
What's up?
Here we are again.
Yep.
Happy January 27th.
27th. I just want to say that hello everybody. My name is Jonathan Lunsford and
Here.
Jason Becker or J Beck.
Yeah, but
It's so weird to because so on the ship I went by John. I didn't go by Jonathan.
No.
Nobody ever called me. We'll fix that. That light behind me driving me crazy. So
we had little nicknames for each other all the time.
But so J Beck was just a Navy thing for you.
See, you got your hat.
I was wondering how long it take. Notice I changed during the countdown, so you couldn't tell.
I said to myself, that doesn't look like the Georgia state.
No, that's this one. That's right over here. So it took 15 days to get the hat.
That's insane.
15. That's a long way. It's a long way from New York, Louisiana. So
did you get a sticker?
I did. I haven't put it up on anyone's thing yet, but I did get it. Okay. I'm trying to pull this up, make sure that we're streaming.
Mike Murphy is.
Oh yeah, I gotta.
Even though I wrote on the box picture, inside is a sticker.
Yeah.
Mike.
He lost it. Oh, he probably hung in the box weird.
Well, he turned into an officer, so it makes
sense. You never know, right? Okay, so we got to figure out this. So there's everybody. We're hopping on tonight. We just wanted to get on here and tell everybody, just catch up. The last two episodes we did with Dad Bod Veteran and then with Pat Horan, and the intent for both of those was for us to, was for us to do it just me and him just chatting.
Yeah,
but it didn't work out that way because we brought guests on. So we're like, okay, well we got to do one just me and you. So figured we'd do that today.
Pat's awesome, dude.
Dude, I had a good time. I think I might have made him mad though. I don't know. He ain't responded to any of my texts since. I can only imagine I might have said something that made him mad.
Yeah, might
be mad that the Redskins lost the other night.
Oh yeah, dude. I was surprised they lost that by that much.
Right. I thought that was pretty funny though, because they were so like halfway through. I'm sorry, my cord tangled up on me. During halftime, the phone rang. I was on call. Phone rang, and so I don't even know what time that was. The game started at 2 here, so it's probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock, or whatever. Anyway, phone rings. I didn't make it home till 4:30 this morning. I worked all night, so I didn't have to go to work today. And yeah, it was nice. I wound up with a bunch of overtime, so that was kind of cool.
So do you have a certain amount of time where you get time and a half, and then after that it's double time?
No double time.
What?
We don't get double time. So the way for us, the way it works for us is anything over 10 and or 40 is time and a half.
Yep. And
if you get called out, then you automatically get a 2 hours minimum. So if you can make it to the job, fix it, come back, be back at your house in 30 minutes, you still get 2 hours pay, which 2 hours overtime, which is cool.
Now, do you have the capability of turning that like into comp time, like save time later?
No, so this is a really interesting story. After I got out of the Navy, I was doing construction in San Diego, waiting on Christina to get out. And this company I worked for, anything over 40, they just put it as your vacation time. So we would work 50 hours a week, and you get 10 hours a week get thrown into vacation, which is great because it gave me
gig if you think about it.
It is a good setup. The problem is it's highly illegal because you are not getting the time and a half. You're only getting straight time.
Right.
And you've earned the time and a half, but you're only getting straight time.
But time off is worth itself in gold.
It can be. Yeah. Depends on your job. Yeah. I enjoy what I do. Even at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're trying to find why that line keeps kicking out. Like it would throw the fuse in and wait. 30 minutes later, boom, like I had to go back to it and couldn't figure out where it was. Driving, it was off in the woods and it was like such a pain. But so anyhow, this company in San Diego who went under through this process, they decided to go to another project and I wasn't invited. They laid off like 4 guys during that process. And I was one of them that didn't get to go. So I had like 60 hours, 70 hours of time buildup. So he asked me if I wanted to check for it. I said, yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to let you have it. And when I got the check for it, and I went home and I had a couple weeks, went and played golf for a few days, and then went found another job. We built a, what was that restaurant called? It was like a California restaurant, like Pollo Loco, I think is what it was. We built the frame for one of those.
Chicken?
Yeah, the Crazy Chicken. They actually got one in Louisiana now. But anyway, so like years later, I get a phone call, a letter to call someone in San Diego, and I called and they said, "Hey, we need your address because we got to send you a check because that guy got busted." And the IRS decided that the way that they were going to fix the situation was by him sending us all that overtime. And so he sent it to us, but I'd already got paid the straight time of it. So all I was expecting was the halftime. Right. But I got the full time and a half, not just for those few hours, but for every hour over 40 I worked the entire time I was at that company, which for me was only like less than a year, but it was a good chunk. It was like $8,000.
So the IRS didn't figure that out?
No, somebody ratted on it, and that's how they found out about it. And it was the state of California, their IRS that
snitches.
That came in. Bro. Hey, dude, I got a lot more money. That guy was a piece of junk anyway. He was one of the worst bosses I ever worked for in my life. Like I'd stayed up all night. I'd stayed up all night because Christina was sick, and I had to run back and forth taking her to Balboa to get taken care of. And they want us to work on a Saturday, so I go in on Saturday. I was only been like 2 hours of sleep, and I looked like I was hungover, but I was just so tired. Mm-hmm. And I even explained. He goes, "Man, I don't even want to be here." I said, "Yeah, me neither. Let's just go." And they said, "Okay, let's go." Well, the boss took that as I was hungover and I didn't want to be there, and so he used that against me. And so Ed Castine was his name. Piece of junk.
It's funny that you mentioned a Pollo Loco. I was thinking the other day about In-N-Out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got those in Texas now. So it's like the nearest one to me is like 2.5 hours.
But did you know that there was a secret menu?
Yes, but most restaurants have a secret menu.
I'm not aware of this. I was not aware of this when we were in San Diego, and I'm highly upset.
I didn't know. I didn't know in San Diego. I didn't find out until I was working in Austin, Texas.
It seems like everything back there is like better. Carl's Jr.
Oh man. Oh. Well, see, they got those in the South.
Dude, Jack in the Box. Sourdough Jack is probably one of my favorite sandwiches of all time.
Carl's Jr.'s had that. I don't even know if they have it anymore. The Western Bacon Burger. It had like onion rings, and it was so good.
Did it have the tangy barbecue sauce on it too, if I'm remembering, or no?
I don't recall. It was the one that had Heidi Klum do the commercial for it. And she talked about how she's had this like huge burger. She'd take bites out of it. And there was like a spit bucket there. Like after they say cut, you spit it out because you got to do this over and over again. And she said she ate like 4 of those burgers that day. She didn't spit nothing out. She said, "I'm a model. I was starving to death." Pretty funny. So you been okay? What's going on with you?
Been good, man. Things up here are a little hectic since Buffalo lost, but
I bet that town was crazy, huh? I mean, I don't want to get into that, but that seemed, again, I had to watch replays of it, but
I mean,
man, ain't nobody watching. It's crazy.
I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people saying, "Hey, the refs, won the game for the Chiefs," but
seems like that a lot lately. No matter what you look at it, there seems to be a lot of inconsistency in officiating over the last 10 years, maybe even more. I mean, it's horrible. Like, are they trying to get the robo strike zone? Is that what they're shooting for? You know what I mean? Because that's some crazy stuff.
But I mean, if you think about it, we are in the age of technology. There's cameras everywhere, so there's no reason why they could miss a call.
Right.
Go look at the footage.
There's got to be. They have a sky cam.
Yeah.
They have a sky cam. How do they not have a rail that runs down the length of the field with a camera that sits on the first down marker and on the line of scrimmage? How do they not have that?
Go look at the film. Yeah. There's no way they can miss any calls. Not nowadays.
Oh, it's driving me on.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So everybody can comment. Let us know what to talk about. We're just going to shoot the bull until you do. So, but yeah. So I imagine everybody's upset. I know how Louisiana can get. Do you remember a few years ago when they had that blown LSU, or was not LSU, it was Saints and Rams, and it was a pass interference. That was a
Yeah.
blatant pass interference that didn't get called.
Mm-hmm.
You bring that up around here now, and that's been years. You bring that up now, and people still get mad.
Think about it, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
back in the 90s, the Bills lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. 4 years they got there.
Dude, that's amazing that they made it, but people don't see that.
But now they're in the AFC Championship game, and they keep losing.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the Colts and the Patriots. Yeah. I mean, if you take if you take Belichick and Brady away, and how many Super Bowls does Peyton Manning have? You know, that's just it's hard to imagine. Bobby Cox for the Braves, inducted in the Hall of Fame, and in his Hall of Fame class, it was Joe Torre, John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, Bobby Cox, and the guy that coached the Cardinals for a long time, La Russa, right? And he said because of 2 of these guys, I won a lot of games.
Yeah.
He goes, but because of the other 2 guys, I missed on a lot of opportunities at World Series. You know, like just that class that he went in with is just stinking awesome. Like it was just pretty cool. But Braves baseball starts soon, so I'm excited.
Did you hear Cam Newton the other day?
I really try not to listen to that idiot, but he says some good stuff every now and then. But
he said that baseball is a dying sport.
It feels like
he said in 20 years, no one will be watching baseball.
Nah, I doubt that.
I think he's smoking something really good,
dude. So when I was a kid, there was baseball was king, football was second, basketball was. I would venture to say Michael Jordan brought basketball from 4 to 3, and hockey got dropped down to 4. And I wouldn't even put hockey in 4 anymore. But there's really nothing that's that big, you know.
Who's playing nowadays? Can you name a person off the top of your head?
Just Sidney Crosby.
That's
in
it.
Hockey.
Yeah.
No, I don't watch it anymore. I got overwhelmed. There's so much. I had to cut some stuff back, man. So I don't like. Okay, when the playoffs start, I'll like randomly. I get notes on my phone. The Penguins are playing and stuff like that. When they win, lose, whatever, I get to see it. And every once in a while, I'll hop on and look at the standings or whatever. But I don't watch them. I'm so far removed from watching hockey every day. But I do like it when the Stanley Cup finals start, when the playoffs start. I'll watch it and pay attention. So I don't know if
I honestly think that the golden age of hockey was done after Gretzky left, after he retired.
I would. That was 99.
After the great one was released.
That was 99. How to believe that? What's up, Chief Ragsdale watching? Chief. How you doing, Chief? Chief, we got to get you on here someday and talk.
Yes.
Shoot us a message. That'd be pretty cool. We figured out last week that you can use your phone. You don't have to have a computer. So
really?
That's Pat had his phone the whole time. That's why I was moving it around so much. So it was kind of interesting because I've been wondering like how difficult it'd be for some people with webcam, but apparently a phone works. So Ohio State won the national championship last Monday, beat Notre Dame. So Chief, listen to me. Gibney, you remember Giboney spells Gibney. He was a huge Ohio State fan, massive Ohio State. I would love to have him on here because I enjoyed him so much. So with him, there was fraternization that should not have been between an E5 and an 03, 04, because I was friends with him. I looked at him. I respected him. He was my officer. He was my weapons officer. He was my combat systems officer. But he was a friend in my mind. And maybe I shouldn't have had that. Maybe that was dangerous, but
anyway. If you look at it now, man, I don't think it's a big deal.
No, I mean, I don't. Yeah,
as long as at the workspace you're showing the respect and all that stuff, I think that's fine.
I have a hard time with that today. I'm in a truck. There's 2 of us in a service truck, and then the guy who's in charge of it's got 40 years in line where he retires in the middle of this year, June. And then so above him is the supervisor, and above him is the vice president, and above him is the general manager of the co-op. Like I'll talk to my supervisor a lot. Like I'll, shoot the bull with him. I don't get too friendly with him. Like I try to keep that fraternization line there, but also but when it comes to the vice president, I minimal amount of conversations with him because I do not get into conversations with him because it feels like I'm politicking and I don't want any part of that. So,
yeah.
do you still have issues with that in your head?
I mean, kinda. I mean, I'm at the age now, bro. I'm gonna be 47. We're gonna be 47. You know, so it's like
I just turned 46 a couple weeks ago.
We're men.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I work for a guy, the commissioner for the county, because I work for the county as a plumber. He's the commissioner, he's the boss, but I'm just like, hi, Archie. That's his name. I don't call him sir or anything like that, you know?
Right.
Dude, I'm old.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
you know,
so
I've done my yes, sir, dues and all that stuff.
Right. But I was raised in that. I wasn't allowed to. Chief Ragsdale says he's pushing 70. I'll see if I can do this.
Well, his computer has a cam and set up for this, so maybe. Well, good. Maybe he can get on.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We're entertaining. Cool. Thanks, Chief.
I mean, we don't talk about sports. It's just, hey, we're on the smoke deck. We're just talking about stupid stuff.
You should have seen us on the 4 Level F for real.
Right.
Do you know what the most loneliest position on a naval ship is?
Position?
Well, rank, position, job is an ensign.
I think it would depend on what your division is.
No one has had the respect for ensigns, bro. The respect I ever had is for the chiefs and senior chiefs and their command master chief, because they did their time, they've got stuff under their belt. But an ensign just coming in, or even a lieutenant junior grade,
right? I don't remember.
Why are you telling me to do something? You know. It's
well, you know, like it's in Band of Brothers. You don't salute the man, you salute the rank, right? So you have to it was kind of beat in our heads in boot camp the way they talked to us. Like, yes, these guys may be absolute and total idiots, but they're still your officer. They're still over you. Until you have the ability to know your job inside and out, you don't have the luxury of checking on them. But once you know it, you still have to do it and of course they didn't teach us that in boot camp.
A guy just fresh out of the academy, you know, was bird dogging me on my job, you know.
Oh,
what's up, Jeff?
Bird dogging. Oh, yeah.
Pat, dude.
Right. Well, what's funny, yeah. So
it's one question I want to ask Chief Ragsdale, though. Chief, if you're still listening, is he listening? Because
I can't tell.
I can't. Okay. If you're listening, Chief, did you ever get annoyed with officers on the ship? You know, the new ones, like the ensigns and stuff.
Oh man. So here's the funny thing.
And did you ever have words with them?
Well, so you met my brother a couple episodes ago, and one of the things that I mentioned to him, and I was like, as he was getting ready to get his commission, I was like, I remember him saying in the Navy that the E7s, E9s train the junior officers, right? So, and he said, yeah, they taught us that too. And so I'm like, okay, good. Maybe they were all hearing that at the ROTC or Annapolis or whatever. They were hearing the same thing. But the funny thing is that your division, or say like CF division, the Aegis division, was not allowed to have a first time division officer. It was always a second tour. Like the Lake Champlain, the Aegis cruisers had to have someone commanding. The commanding officer had to have been a commanding officer before on the cruisers. But on the DDGs, they don't do that, which is really weird because it's the same platform kind of concept. Why wouldn't it? You know, so like ours was full bird, but they have commanders and sometimes commanders into full birds, and so for our division, they always came in with a little bit of time under their belt, with a year and a half somewhere else. So it wasn't as green. We had one guy came on, Joel Lang. I remember he's a captain in the Navy now, which is hilarious to think about. But he had gotten in trouble or something on the ship before right there on a daily basis. And yes,
see, I would just have more respect for Chief Ragsdale, Chief Hagan, all the other chiefs, you know.
Unless everybody else already did on a daily basis. And I say, yes, I'd have words with them. I did train a few officers over the years and some did well. You know, it's kind of interesting to think about that setup, how they have it to where the chiefs are the ones doing that. It's kind of cool. But It's cool in my little chat. So when you get 2 screens, when we get you on 2 screens, I got to teach you about a thing you can download so you can be watching the conversations, and you can blow it up in the full screen. So
That'd be cool.
I don't like. There's this feature here, and I don't like doing it, but I can do it right here where everybody can see the chat as it's going, like this.
Oh, that's cool.
But the problem is that somebody might say something and they might type something that's a little mean. But Jeff had not. He lives in Colorado. Me and him chatted the other night.
Online or talking on the phone?
Oh yeah, no, not on the phone yet.
Jeff, how you been, buddy? What are you up to?
He's I remember. So let me tell you my Jeff had not story. Hopefully he's still watching. I remember talking to him a lot. I think he was Mormon, and so I was kind of curious about that. But one of the things that I remember the most about him was the WOG talent show. Do you remember that night?
All I know is that
whoever, I think it was your division that performed Living Dead WOG.
Yeah, that was
the best. That was the best. Ooh,
I was at a conference.
Vegas. At a conference. Conference for what?
But he trying to.
So Chief Ragsdale, you had words with him. What was the main issue? The majority of, I know it's probably a vast question. You had tons of answers for it, but is there one thing that you got in arguments with the officers the most about?
Leroy Skinner was pretty.
Well, yeah, he was pretending to be leader. Boot camp. I remember that so well. He had the keys hanging off of it, just like he would have. Dude, all of them hit that dude, it was so perfect.
You know what's really sad is I don't remember our divisions, what we did.
So I remember the next day we did the show back, right? Mm-hmm. And I can't remember the guy's name. I could look it up in my cruise book. He had the olive in his belly button, and we had to get it out. And everybody's always laughs at me like, you got it so weird. I'm like, dude, it's like tradition. It was like, I had no problem with it. It was gross, but I mean, he was clean. If he wasn't clean, everybody else had done it. They'd already cleaned him up. So anyway, I found out afterwards when it was all over with, that whoever wins the talent show is supposed to be exempt from the beating. And we won it, and we didn't get exempt from the beating.
Oh,
we still had to go through it, which I'm glad we went through it. I would have hated to know that we didn't go through that one. It wouldn't have felt like I got to earn that,
Right.
Especially on the second deployment. I worked my way. I worked my way into. There's a picture in the cruise book of me standing in a circle of junior officers, and even Commander Gibney was there, and I made them all do sit up singing that Gibney song. Hey, Brian Dahlheimer, teaching junior officers what their roles were. I would fight tooth and nail every day. Yep. He texted me last night. He texted on the thread that he called me a bad word. Because I got that song. I sang that song all night, by the way. I was up all night working, and I sang that Saturday. Like,
dude, you got to pull it up and play for it. So Jeff works
in get kicked off.
Association.
They get you kicked off of here. Working corrections.
Good for you, brother.
Awesome.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. 27 years. Golly, when did you get out of the Navy, Jeff? When did you get off the ship? Was Lake Champlain your only ship? Or I don't know. I don't remember when he left.
I don't even remember when I left.
Was he and Jeff, were you a tech or an operator? I don't remember that either. Say, I remember a bunch of the sonar guys. I remember hanging out in sonar control every once in a while. And then there was a few of them that I didn't really care for. So when they would walk in, I'd leave. Left in 2003. Yeah, that's the same time I left.
Yeah, me too.
Got out in 2006. Oh, cool. What did you get out as? Like, no, nobody can see. I don't like doing it, but I want to do it.
E6? I'm going to guess, Jeff.
I imagine 6. Golly, right? Okay, let's do this.
Sonar Tech on 1928. Yep.
I want to turn that off. so people can read it.
Do you remember anybody from the air department?
I remember people.
I'm looking through this.
I mean, I remember talking to them, smoking on smoke deck, and I remember this one guy had like 100-ounce cup, and he always had he always had this giant cup with coffee in it, like 3 pots went in that cup. That's what's up, like it's so today because I didn't get up to like, I can't handle this, it's killing me. Now they're gonna be talking in the chat, so I have to kill it out.
Well, we have to talk. One of the junior officers was there, and he wanted to write up one of the chiefs from the previous night. We had a discussion outside the XL stateroom, straighten that situation out quick, fast, and in a hurry.
There was when I first got to the lake, when I was getting ready to leave, I should say, the sonar guys got a new officer, and he was a ring knocker, Annapolis dude, and he was trying to push me around a little bit, and he was the first officer that was on the ship that was younger than me. I remember that.
Oh,
I'm like, dude, I'm older than you. That's crazy.
My ensign was younger than me too, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Tall guy, glasses, goofy, kind of looked like Gumby.
On the first deployment, I remember that guy. I wonder where all these people go.
So, Hadnot, you still in Oklahoma?
I think no, he said he's in Colorado.
Well, he's in Vegas right now. But
yeah, no. I asked him where he lived. He said Colorado the other night. So
there's a lot of those flashbacks these days.
I guess we have to do it now. Flashbacks, yeah. So Dahlheimer made E7. Hey, Chief Ragsdale, did you retire as a E7 or 8 senior? I can't remember. I don't think you did senior, but maybe. I don't recall.
Jeff, you're from Oklahoma, though, right?
Yeah, he's senior.
I thought he was.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe
he's always chiming in on football about Sooners.
One thing I remember.
So, do you work at the Supermax? I want to know. Can you tell me? Is it like top secret?
Who we talking?
Hadnot.
Oh,
the Supermax is in Colorado. It's underground. It's like the biggest Supermax in the world.
Chief Ragsdale, and also Brian, because you're a chief too. We're chief. One thing I remember about JOs is that they were very arrogant and cocky. And that's what I did not like about them. I did not like about them. I don't know if they taught that in Annapolis or what, but
I think it was. I don't think it was just Annapolis, because we had some that weren't Annapolis. Oh. No, I don't work at the Supermax. Okay. I wouldn't tell nobody either. Like, that's pretty cool. Man, it's already been 30 minutes. Well, I was thinking, so one of the things that I was thinking about doing, because now we got a TikTok. We got to start really running that.
Yes.
I'm reading. Oh, the brig and say, oh, okay. So you got started in the brig world and then continued that. Okay.
Wow.
Golly.
Chief Ragsdale, that sucks. You should have been an E9. Absolutely.
E10.
10. Master Petty Officer of the Navy, for God's sake.
Yeah. Now he feels like I may be absolutely wrong here, but he feels like he was too much of a "you guys are idiots" type of chief to make McPon.
Yeah.
He needs to be a little more diplomatic to pull that off.
Chief Ragsdale always walked to his own drum, man.
Yeah. It might have been what it was. I mean, I don't know.
If you were acting stupid, he would definitely tell you you're acting stupid. So,
yeah. Miramar, is that where you were at the brig at Miramar? I remember. So I was talking to somebody the other day, and I remember I'm in an Army town, and they were talking about they'd run into a guy who had been in trouble in the Navy and got out of the Navy and got his life kind of cleaned up and then joined the Army. Well, he was stationed somewhere and he got in trouble and he had to do 3 days of bread and water. I remember Chief Ragsdale being there, so I would imagine that, from what I can say, that sounds right. But anyway, so he said that the Navy is really good at bread and water, and that 3 days bread and water breaks down people.
Oh,
Like if you have a little bit of a rebellion in you, 3 days of bread and water will really straighten a lot of that out. So I've threatened to do that to the kids.
They need to
I'm
bring
just gonna make you 3 days bread and water if you don't shut up, do your chores.
bring that back. My wife probably wants to do it to me most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Bread's bad for you though. I'm trying not to eat as much.
But Chief, you had a hard time keeping your opinions to yourself, but that's what made you real.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
that's why a lot of guys responded to you. You know, because real recognizes real. You know,
He was a gun, Jim. He was a guns guy, right? Or is
Yes.
he missile? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember who the missile chief was
you got
on
your
that.
book?
Yeah, I guess I could look at that. Because wasn't there was a chief for the guns and a chief for the missiles, if I ain't bad mistaken. Of course, that was a long time ago. Closed. That was CX division. CF. CE.
Hey, there's
CA.
Mike Murphy.
Who?
Mike Murphy.
Oh, Murph.
Murph. There's CF division. Who would be in that one?
So Ragsdale and Hagen.
Yeah, Chief Hagen was my.
Oh, there it is. So CX was Wrangler. Oh, Chief Wrangler. I forgot about that guy. And then Keith Works. Oh man, I forgot about that guy too. Keith Works. Do you remember him, Paige? I don't have a page number on this one. Look at CX Division Chief. 2000 deployment for all you that were there. Follow along with us. Keith Works always reminded me of a Chief Bruce Taylor. Like he was Bruce Taylor as a chief is what my mind always went. So I want to do this. You ready? Let's go to the cruise book of 2000. And I want to do something and break your heart.
2001 and 2. Hold on. Let me switch it up.
You ready for the heartbreak? Here we go.
No.
Here we go. January 27th, 2000, 25 years ago today. Replenishment at sea with a USS Walter S. Deal. At dinner, we had spaghetti with pizza and meatballs.
Dude, I used to love Unwrap, bro.
25 years ago tomorrow. Look, Unrep before Chinhei. That was the Unrep. That was the Unrep that we got sea sprayed. That when the sea spray wasn't spray, it was ice. And we're getting pelted with like chunks of ice flying like giant snowballs through there. That was 25 years ago today. Tomorrow.
I am from upstate New York, Syracuse, and it's cold up here. But I got to tell you, there's no cold like you felt in Chinhae, Korea. Oh, my God.
That was
horrible. So
January 28th of 2000, 25 years ago tomorrow, we pulled in the Chinhae, Korea.
Wow.
That was, I can't guarantee, and I could probably, with the internet now, you could probably look it up. See, I ain't even reading. Don't remember Chief Wrangler. Chief Wrangler he's a big dude, not like fat or anything, but he's a big guy. He's like stocky. Okay, Naval Academy and Plebes. Dahlheimer, let's read this. Bring this up. Why don't you? Oh, I got to do it over here. That's weird. You remember watching this on the sonar balcony? Oh yeah, it was cold, man. That was the coldest unrep. I was like begging to get off of sea and anchor.
It was absolutely terrible.
I was on sea and anchor detail, and for some reason they had me out there. That was the day that I would have thrown Ryan Wagner off the ship if he had showed up there. I was so mad. I've never been that mad at somebody in my life.
Why? Tell us why.
Because let's do this real fast.
Throwing someone overboard, bro.
I was mad, dude. I was so mad. Naval Academy, the Plebes about it. Dress white, Dixie covers. I watched getting too many rabbit trails here. I watched the movie Midway today. That was a great movie. Great movie. I had never seen it, or it would have probably gone on my list at the beginning. But anyway, so Wagner was
remember Wrangler either.
Wagner was a prick on the ship, but when you get into town, he's like, "Oh man, you're my best friend. Here's a beer, blah blah blah." And I couldn't cut it off. Like, you're a prick on the ship, you're a prick on the shore to me. I don't want any part of you.
Well, who was the corpsman chief? There's
I don't know.
there was a chief.
He was I don't want to say Mexican. He was dark skinned, like Filipino Mexican, probably more Mexican. But But anyway, so what had happened was
On the
I had been on MSS. I'd been troubleshooting since like 10, 2000, 22, 2200. And then I went on MSS, and then I finally get to go eat. And I had CNA or I had unrep, but I was going to go eat really fast. I was just running to eat. And as soon as I put the food down, I'm trying to just, because I mean, yeah, they've called us up there, but you know how it is. It's going to be 30 minutes before we pull alongside the bridge or the Walter S. deal.
Dude, hurry, wait, you know that.
He took the food away from me and then almost slapped me to hurry up. And so I didn't get to eat. By the time unrep was over, chow hall was shut down. And so I went to.
There was ways to get food though, man.
I went to Chief Brookover and on the smoke deck, and I said, "How do I handle this?" And he said, "Never mind, I won't tell you no more."
Go down to the engine room.
I was ready to
handle the business. I think that happened a lot more than people think.
The fan room counseling, yeah. A lot of times, fan room counseling was I think sometimes a lot of times was way unnecessary, just overbearing individuals.
Well, the division that me and Norm were in, we usually just had our fan room visits and radar.
Radar one, yeah.
Care, yeah.
What was it? Supply? Was it Nav? What division was department was the?
I thought it was admin.
Well, Nav admin was in Nav, wasn't it? They put a Nav admin. I think it was. So let's look. I'm looking. I'm scrolling. Flipping pages. Navigation. Oh yeah. Oh, it was it wasn't operations. Anyway, I don't remember. They had. Oh, here it is. Medical. The first one was Anthony Thompson. HMCS Thompson. It was a black guy. I don't remember him. I do remember him.
I remember him. Yeah.
That's not who I was thinking about. I was thinking probably the guy from the second deployment. Anyway, put that thing away. I ain't even reading. What's going on here? Anybody commenting?
Yeah. Yep. Chief said it was navigation.
Yeah.
Look for me, yeah.
That's funny. He just finished that movie. It was a pretty good movie. So most of those guys, like if they had talking roles in that movie, they were real people. Like a lot of them. Midway.
Oh, one of the greatest movies ever, dude.
It was a great movie. And it was like
when we did our Navy movie thing, I think when mine was like number one.
Was it? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. It's cool how that, like, some of them are so corny.
Are you talking old Midway or new Midway?
The new one.
Yeah, the new one's out.
It's pretty good. It's pretty amazing how that all works out and people can pull that together.
I'd like to know everyone's thoughts on the football games this weekend.
No.
I would.
I have not. Since the SEC championship when Texas lost to my Georgia Bulldogs, not one team I have picked since has won at all.
Please pick Kansas City then.
I thought about it, but then they'd win. It'd be like the one time it breaks it. Like, I don't want Kansas City. I don't want the Eagles to win either. But at least on the Eagles team, there's a whole lot. Take it easy, Chief. Well, I'll call you Chief for the rest of my life. I won't call Brian Chief. That ain't happening. I didn't know him as a Chief as well. I'll message you. We'll try to get you on here sometime.
Yeah, Casey bailed out. Well, I agree, but I know that
I'm not arguing there.
Well, I live in upstate New York, so a lot of Buffalo fans up here. But if you really think about it, all they needed to do was get 1 yard numerous times.
It looks like they got it.
They did, but that wasn't the first time during the game that they needed just 1 yard. You know, they kept doing that tush push, whatever, and they just weren't getting it.
Take it easy, Brian Dahlheimer.
Brian's leaving early?
Yeah, no, he's got early morning.
Oh, it is a weekday. I mean, we're used to doing this on a Friday night.
Yeah. I'm really curious. I got to talk to him. Wondering how everything's going. He's got a new job. Kind of cool.
Oh.
But so anyway, one of the things we want to do now we're at 40-minute mark. We want to. I really plan on using the 04 level AF TikTok.
Yes.
For recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get fighter pilots. I want to get I want to hear about what it was like going through flight school. You know, like Top Gun, any of those guys. I just want to talk to them, have conversations, stuff with you and I normally would never be able to find a commanding officer of a submarine and talk to them.
Well, we got to get Captain Wells, man.
Well, we could probably pull that up. I'm just saying that's something that we have connection to that. But I want to use TikTok to grab people and talk to people about stuff that you know what I mean? Like reach out there and say, hey, we'd love for you to. We're looking for this. This is what we're looking for. Message me, and we'll try to get this worked out. But if we can get to 1,000 followers on TikTok, we can
go live.
There's a selection here where I can pick it because right now we're on YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook.
Rumpelstiltskin?
And I'm going to stop using Rumble because I'm sick of that joke.
Hey, Rumpelstiltskin. Great man.
If you can figure his name out, you're good, right? That was him, right? Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin. Like, if you figure my name out, then he'll let you go or something. I don't remember how that goes. Yeah. Yep.
A lot of those tales are lost, man.
Yeah, and some of them need to be.
I don't know. The story of Icarus was pretty cool.
The which one?
Story of Icarus.
Yeah.
Pushing them.
I thought that really happened. Depends on what. Ooh, yeah.
What's up, dude?
Dude, retired. Oh yeah.
I'm
for real, dude. I'm like, so like I went on. Jeff, did you do? Yeah. So if you left in 03, you remember that deployment. Jeff, sonar guy, you might remember this. I got excited for a second. Hold on. Do you remember when we pulled into India? We pulled into Mumbai, Bombay, hot as all crap, India. Do you remember seeing that Oscar Class 4 submarine that was moored on the other side of the bay? I tell people that all the time, and they all kind of laugh at me. But because I was bored on MSS, I looked through Jane's like crazy, and I found. And when we saw that, we're all like, "Is that an Oscar class? That's an Oscar class submarine." You know, like that was. And we went over there and looked at it, and they wouldn't let us down in it. But like, look, this is Indian owned at the time. I would have loved to have gone down that, looked at that. So we did. When the submarines tied up to us a couple times, I got to do a tour with them. You know, they let us do that. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I was wondering if did I remember that right? Or did that really happen?
I never did. My priorities were wrong, man.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell you, my priorities were not where they should have been. Hurley. Oh, I forgot about that guy too. Died on the spot just seeing that sub. Yeah. So I remember seeing SR-71 fly. And that was a day that was really hard for me to walk. It was hard. It was really amazing to see that. Just SR-71 flying. It was. I knew exactly what it was. I knew it. As a kid, I had the micro machine. Remember that? Do you remember the micro machines? They're a little bitty toys. You know?
I do.
And my dad stepped on it. And anyway, and it was an SR-71 on an SR-71. You know, like that giant
boy.
And thankfully, it was so small he couldn't find it and throw it away. But anyway, I knew what it was when I saw it flying. I was just like, that's an SR-71. That's pretty cool. One
of the coolest things I have ever witnessed being on the ship is we were out to sea and we were all in formation and we were doing a photo op, and a lot of the aircraft just came right over the ship. They were pretty darn close too.
You talking about the ships were in formation?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. It's in the cruise book.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God, it was such a great thing to witness, man. Great thing to witness. Little memories like that pop out.
Yeah, they do. They're popping out way more now.
Yeah, the Steve coming up, grabbing something and throwing overboard. You know, I totally forgot about that until we started to talk to Steve.
Yeah.
You know, Norm thinking that I was his nemesis on the ship. We always had that, like,
right.
You know,
right.
Back and forth. But I've always
Norm. We were at church the other night, and we were just in a circle, and we got done praying and whatever, and we was kind of like, you know, bundled up, and we started like spreading out. This one guy didn't move, and he's standing in the middle of the circle, and my brain goes, hit him. And they'd have been like, what are you hitting that old man for? Like, he's in a circle. You don't stand in the circle. Like, to this day, I can feel a circle closing around me. And I'm like, get out. Get out. Move. That's my, I mean, I feel bad, but that's my PTSD. Like, So one of the things that I would love to have a guest on would be like I said, fighter pilots, bomber pilots, the guys who anybody who flew B-52s and dropped bombs in Afghanistan after 9/11, you know. And not that I want your intel. I don't want to know like top secret stories. I don't care. But remember sitting off the coast, going through the Straits of Malacca and watching the spy radar picking them guys up, traveling.
Yep.
And like I would love to talk to them and say, like, were you there then? Oh yeah, because I remember watching we could track it and see where it was going, dropping and going to Diego Garcia and moving back, like those guys did. I believe they left Missouri and with a full array of bombs and flew from Missouri to Diego Garcia, refueled, dropped bombs, came back, refueled, got more bombs, went over there, dropped bombs, came back down, bombed or refueled and flew back to Missouri without getting out of the plane. They never got out of the plane. They stayed in it for like 4 or 5 days.
One thing I'd like to know is how they relieve themselves.
Well, there's got to be a bathroom on it, or what they call it, a head or a latrine.
I don't know.
Like,
well, what about fighter pilots?
Well, I don't know. Do they have that's
a pee bag, poop bag? What do they got? This is stuff we need to know. Yeah, honestly, I don't know this kind of stuff. But yeah, I would really like. I follow you. I would really like to know other people's experiences, man.
Otherwise, this is going to be us talking about stupid stuff all the time.
I want to know experiences and all that stuff.
Yeah, especially like and if somebody get on there and be like, hey, here's what we're doing. Is there a military question that you have? Because we can go through the trouble of saying, okay, that was a great question. Somebody asked this question. Do we know anybody that's related to this?
Right.
Is there anybody that was there? Or anybody that would be willing to it was a shoot like a XBT drop.
There's no bag.
I have no idea what XBT. Man, I'm telling you, dude, it's been many, many years. These acronyms are lost on me. Not all of them make sense. Talking to Pat last week, he was just throwing them acronyms out. We got to do better about that. But I know some of them. I gotta take that. Got to get that out. But one of the things that we wanted to do is just kind of talk about that tonight. So probably don't need to stay up too late. I've enjoyed this process so far. I hope you guys have. I hope you have, Jeff.
Me too.
Shauna likes my hat, so that's nice.
Who likes you? Yeah, Shauna. She was so upset, dude, because I said Brian's out, Mike's, and yours at the same time.
Yeah. And
they both, Brian and Mike, both got their hats quick, fast, and in a hurry. And it took yours 15 days.
When I got it, I'm like, I better send Jay a picture. And I was like, no, I'll just wait and throw it on the podcast or on the show on Friday or Monday.
Yeah, we're gonna get more. I'm gonna get more of those hats, and if anybody wants them.
And so even the same on that same thread of thought, even on like other branches, what's something that Marines do that you're really curious about? Like, what's something that's like was how crazy was parasailing in the 60s?
Right.
You know what I mean?
We need an older Marine.
Was it that bad?
We need an older Marine for that. And I would love to talk to an older Marine.
So I was watching this video or like a documentary / video about Full Metal Jacket. And they said that Full Metal Jacket was extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, they made it extreme because of the movie. Because the guys who had gone through parasailing said it wasn't that bad. However, what they failed to remember is that normally Marine Corps boot camp's like 12 weeks, and they were jamming them through in 6 to get them to Vietnam. And so they had to be that intense for that amount of time.
Right.
In order to pull that off. So I would also, I remember my RDC's name. I remember his last name. If he's still alive, I would love to have that dude hop on. That would be the coolest thing. Like, I know you don't remember me. I was your last boot division. I remember that. But it was just so cool to talk to some of these guys and maybe catch some people from boot camp or whatever. Yeah. That's the cool thing about TikTok, man. TikTok, you put a thing out there, say, hey, I'm looking for anybody from from who graduated boot camp December 4th, 1997 in Division 524 or Division 525. I remember that. So tell me that if you remember that, if you're there.
Jeff,
Headed to
take
dinner.
care,
I
bro.
gotta go eat too. I'm starving. All talking about this food.
Take care, Jeff. We'll be in
Well,
contact, bud.
Yeah. We'll
Yep.
get you on soon. Let's try to schedule that. I'd like to get you on, talk to you.
Or follow 04 level F at Gmail. Jeff, send us an email or something like that. We'll get together, get phone numbers, pass them back and forth, and
Yeah.
we'll get
Or
you.
just message me on Facebook too, my personal. That'd be pretty cool.
All right, man.
You got anything else?
No, thank you,
We'll
everyone.
make it quick.
And
Make it
we'll,
quick.
we'll probably be doing this again, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that the other night. I'm like, yeah. And then I was like, oh crap, I can't stop doing that when I do it.
There we go, see?
But anyway, if y'all got any ideas, throw them out there. We'll try them. We got a whole year ahead of us, and I'm one thing I'm really curious is, have we abandoned the audio? Are we doing this now?
I don't know. I think
Because it would be really easy. Because then I can open up a slot for something else if we're going to abandon it.
I don't know.
But
we'll think about it because I don't mind podcasts. You know.
Yeah, this is fun though. But we can probably. Well, one of the things we can do, and I'm just lazy, is that we can have these interviews like we did with Chris Dale and with Norm over this setup too, over Restream.
Right.
And I can edit it and then send out that video.
Gotcha.
And then I can also throw out the audio on the deal and just see how it goes. It's just when we record it, it's going to take me 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To find time to do it. So anyway.
All right, guys.
Yep.
Time. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah. And not a lot of people hopped on this time. It's always funny. As soon as we get off, people always message, crap, I always miss it. So I put the thing out like 3 days ago. I was going to do it. So anyway,
good, man.
Hey, y'all be blessed. Have a wonderful day. All fair winds and following seas. Get all Navy on you. Y'all have a good time.
Seas.
Good
All right,
day.
bro.
All right.